Should you dirty bulk as a full-time student? The simple answer is hell no. You should never dirty bulk. Today I'm going to go over the three reasons why, one of them being carcinogens, number 2 bioavailability, and number 3 energy loss. And these are all reasons why you should never ever dirty bulk. And I've never properly done this, but if you're even considering it, just do not even try. Number 1, carcinogens. You see, in all of these dirty foods, you probably know that there's a lot of like sugar and fats, like bad fats. But we need to look at the ingredients. This is the most important part that loads of people don't think about. This is a classic Domino's cheese pizza, right? Without any like the extra spices and salami or what, you know, like all the extra toppings. This is like the normal one. Look at how many ingredients there are. And can I just remind you, pretty much every animal in the animal kingdom, every mammal especially, if they eat more than one food, they are out of the ordinary. The vast majority of animals eat one food, and we are no exception. If we eat a couple of foods, then that's okay. But we're eating like hundreds of foods a day, hundreds of different types. I eat 4 ingredients: meat, eggs, fruit, and raw dairy, right? But the fact that some people eat about 1,000 chemicals a day, 1,000 added weird soybean oils and stuff like this, is why people die of cancer, of heart disease, of stroke. This. You ingest this into your system, just for the calories in, calories out, you are going to die. And I am not joking you. This stuff is serious. Look at what is in this. Beta carotene, literally like dyes. You're eating dyes. You're eating, what is phase oil, right? Like, just read some of this stuff. What the hell is that? What is that? I know it's an anti-foaming agent, but what is that? You are ingesting that just for some gains. Health equals looks. If you improve your health, you will look better. And putting all of these disgusting chemicals into your body, that is not going to happen. Sure, there might be a lot of protein, but I'm going to get onto that in a second. Sure, there might be a lot of calories, but you are sacrificing quite literally your life. I don't understand how some people can just ingest themselves with just such... It is literally self-harm. If you are eating these type of foods, you are self-harming. So please, for the love of God, just for your life, just for your, like people have children, like they are mothers having children, and they ingest this stuff into their bodies and expect their children to pop out as healthy young kids. Look at what you are feeding your child. Like this just makes me so angry, because if you want to improve your looks, you have to improve your health. And number 2, bioavailability. So the reason why you are eating these terrible foods to dirty bulk is to pack on as much weight as possible, correct? You want to pack on as much weight. Weight does not necessarily equal muscle. You see, I was packing on a load of weight when I wasn't dirty bulking, but I was eating a lot of, not whole foods, right? So I was eating a lot of, you know, like weird foods, like bagels and whatnot. And I was just doing it for these calories in, calories out, and I was trying to get the correct amount of protein or whatever. And sure, I might have been hitting my correct protein goal or whatever, but I am not able to absorb the vast majority of it. You see, bioavailability means how much of that protein can you absorb into your system. So not 1 gram of protein does not actually equal 1 gram of protein. So if we look at this scale, this is not totally correct, but this is like the type of thing I mean. Nuts are very low on the bioavailability index, whereas animal products are very high. And if you want to learn more about the science and have a more advanced education, then within the first link in the description, that will take you to my Growth Effect program, where I go into literally everything you could possibly need to know about the gym, so that you are not sitting there wondering, yeah, why is porridge making me fat or whatever. This is the place. If you want to actually change your physique, then you need to change your health, and I'll be there to help you. I will be your one-to-one coach. I will be able to help you through all of the little like challenges, like, you know, your mum won't buy your correct food or whatever. I'll be there to help you as well as the community members within inside this program, because they're going through the same thing as well. We're all like a nice little private community, and of course you get access to all of these courses along with some juicy bonuses down here. So if you're interested in that, then click the first link in the description. So say for example you have 2 different meals. One of them you have eggs and meat or beef, and it says on your like tracker or whatever, it says that you have 25 grams of protein within this meal. But also you have another meal, and this is like some bagels with peanut butter and a banana, right? And that also says that it has 25 grams of protein. Sure, it has those proteins, but it doesn't mean you are absorbing all of them. So in the animal products, you will absorb basically 99%, 100% of them, right? So if we go back to here, I know it's not totally accurate, but you can see all of the animal products are at the top, and all of the non-animal products, like vegan products or whatever, they are all at the bottom, right? And so if you want to actually get the correct amount of protein, you need to prioritize animal products. And I noticed this so, like, it completely changed the way I ate, because as soon as I cut out all of the non-animal products, I was like, oh, I just gained loads of strength instantly. I now get like increased reps in the gym every single time I go. Imagine this for a second. You go to the gym and every single session your your strength is going up. But the interesting thing, my weight isn't going up. That's where people think, oh no, it's not working, and they all freak out and whatever. But weight does not equal muscle. I was gaining muscle, meaning I was gaining strength in the gym. So if you're gaining strength in the gym, you know that you're either increasing your weight or your muscle. And if your muscle isn't going up and your body fat is going down, then you're gaining muscle, correct? If you use that little equation. Because that's what was happening to me. I was gaining strength, but I was losing body fat. My ab became more chiseled, like my jawline became a bit more defined, right? I could see my bicep vein without even flexing. I walk past a mirror and just see it in there in the reflection. I'm like, whoa, right? And that's because I'm actually giving my body the sufficient protein. Like, nobody is giving themselves the correct amount of protein. It says that they are in the little trackers or whatever. You might have it on your like MyFitnessPal app or whatever, and it says like, 100 grams of protein today, well done, whatever. Depending on the food you are eating, you're probably not absorbing that. You're probably absorbing like 10 grams out of those 100 grams if you're eating the non-animal based foods. So it's very, very, very important to prioritize these foods. This is not totally accurate. If you just eat animal foods, then you will get the correct protein. Whatever it says in animal foods, if it says like 20 grams of protein, you're getting that 20 grams of protein. Okay, but if you're eating like peanut butter and you're eating like soy milk and it says 54 grams of protein, you're not getting that. Okay, so when you dirty bulk, you are eating all of these foods that say they have a ton of protein, like a pizza slice or whatever, but you're not getting that protein. The only reason why you are dirty bulking is to get this like easy ton of protein, ton of calories, which don't really apply to humans anyway. That's easy to get it because it's in higher quantities in a smaller amount, right? And it's easier, it's more palatable. So you can eat a load of Domino's pizza in comparison to a load of like beef, right? Because beef's hard to eat a lot of. But that's the point. You're supposed to eat until you are satiated. But these modern day foods, these bulking foods, just eating a packet of Haribos, you will not know when you are satiated because your body is all messed up because of the hormone irregulations used in these foods. It's disgusting. This is not how humans are supposed to work, right? We are not supposed to. Just, that is not correct. That is all you need to think about. Just look on the back. If you're looking on the back of a food, I want you to be that like autistic little guy who just walks into the supermarket or whatever. And you're walking with your mum or whatever, and she says, "What do you want to eat?" And you just look, and if it has any more than one ingredient, then say no. That's it. No, you have to be nice and stern, hold frame, and say, "No, I'm not eating that unless I know exactly what is in it," because it will kill you. And you're not getting the progress that you think you want. Like, the whole purpose of dirty bulking is to get all of this protein and stuff easily, like I said, but you're not even getting that. You're not even getting that. The only positive to it, you're not even getting. So yes, you may gain weight, but you may not gain the correct amount of muscle. And number 3 is energy loss. So when you consume a lot of glucose, which is just sugar, essentially, when you consume a lot of sugar from these dirty bulking foods, you will get a glucose spike. So your glucose goes up, and then a hormone called insulin spikes as well to regulate that, to bring it back down. So you can see when the glucose goes up, the insulin goes up, making the glucose go down again, because you only have about 4 grams of sugar or glucose in your blood at any given time. And if it goes to like more than 5 grams, you die. If it goes below 3 grams, whatever, you die. So insulin is very important. And that's why people with diabetes, they cannot either produce it or it just does not work correctly. So they have to supplement it or whatever. So, but the only problem is when you increase insulin, it essentially messes everything up in your body. You don't want an insulin spike at all. You do not want it. That's a little bonus. Insulin blocks something called leptin. That is another hormone. This is getting quite sciencey. Leptin tells your body that you are satiated. It says, right, okay, we're full, stop eating, that's fine. But when you eat glucosey foods, high sugar foods, like this dirty bulking food, for example, you are getting these insulin spikes, and at this point it says, nope, leptin, you are not being released anymore. So your body doesn't know when it is satiated. It doesn't know when it is not hungry anymore. And that's why there's always room for pudding, right? Because that's not just like a joke, that is quite literally real. That's a chemical reaction inside your body where leptin is being blocked. And so you never know when you're full, right? Which, even though you might think that's a good thing for like bulking or whatever, remember, if I go back, health equals looks. And that is not healthy. When you irregulate your hormones, that is not healthy. And also another thing, it blocks something called autophagy, which I'm not going to get too detailed into today, but that is for more the people who want to go full carnivore. I notice that when I have less fruit in my diet, then the better I feel, right? So I've only had like 1 or 2 pieces of fruit today, and I feel way better than if I would have eaten 10 pieces of fruit. Because autophagy basically just gives you more energy. So I'm not going to go into detail, but basically like the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, it's actually very important. The mitochondria splits in 2 and it can like recycle itself. And that is what autophagy is. It's like recycling your energy cells essentially. But when insulin goes up, you cannot do that. And essentially if you are in autophagy, then you cannot get cancer. I am not joking. You cannot get cancer if you are in autophagy. And that basically means you need to be in ketosis. This is getting very sciencey, but please follow along. Ketosis basically just means that you are not consuming carbs at all. Like you have no carb, or you have less than like 30 grams of carbs a day. And that means you are in autophagy and you run off your fat as energy. So that's why I always prioritize high fatty meat. Don't fall for the lie of, lean meat is king or whatever. No. You need fatty meat. That's where all the nutrients are. Like, for example, in this meal right here, I had like, 20%, 25% fat beef mince with eggs. That's where you get all of the essential nutrients. Again, we are prioritizing nutrients, even though, yes, it is for bulking. If you prioritize nutrients, your body will figure itself out, and you just need to eat a lot of it, and that's fine, right? You will get all of the essential nutrients compared to this. You think you're getting the nutrients, you think you're getting the protein, you're not getting the protein, you're not getting the nutrients, and you're getting all of the excess chemicals like this. So it is just not worth it. It is just not worth it. And even if you do get jacked, like of course people have done this before where they eat terrible foods like McDonald's and stuff and still get jacked. Yes, you technically can. Yes, you technically can manipulate your body with calories or whatever to look good whilst eating these terrible foods, but you will not feel good due to this energy loss, right? So when your body is all messed up from all these hormones, like you're getting these spikes and it's going up and down throughout the day, you're getting energy crash after energy crash, and you're really tired, and then you're really hyper, and then you're really tired, and then you're really hyper. That is not how you're supposed to live. When you eat correct foods like this, like fatty foods, then this is what your blood glucose level looks like. It's totally stable. Okay, so when it is stable, that is when you have consistent energy throughout the day, and that's what you want, right? Maybe you take you eat some fruit before the gym for that workout because you intentionally want that glucose spike to get more energy in the gym, and then after it goes back down to normal, right? But if you're constantly going up and down and you're eating this, like 7 o'clock, like a few hours before you go to bed or whatever, and now you can't sleep, now you're not getting the correct muscle recovery, it's gonna kill you. It literally is gonna kill you, but it is also gonna mess up your results anyway. So please, for the love of God, listen to me and just try just don't even dirty bulk. Just don't even think about it. You don't need to try anything. Just don't do that because it will mess with you. So that is like a little bonus that I could give. I could go into autophagy a little bit more, but I'm focused more on people getting to the point where they know every single ingredient, or at least eating whole foods rather than eating, you know, sugary foods and those little bagels and stuff I was eating before, and because that will just make you fat and unhealthy like it did to me. I don't have a picture on here, but I was dead fat when I was eating all this stuff. And I've been super skinny my whole life. Like, the whole point of my journey is to bulk up. But I bulked up with just getting fat because I was eating all of these disgusting foods. So that is very, very important. Never ever dirty bulk. If anyone, even like fitness influencers, fitness experts or whatever, tells you to eat anything other than a whole food, they are lying to you. They do not know what they're talking about. Do not listen to them. Do not listen to them. Even if it's your PE teacher, I do not care. Do not listen to them. If they talk about calories in, calories out, calories don't apply to humans. That is not how we process food. We process food chemically, not thermodynamically. We're not an open thermodynamic system. We are not a combustion engine. Okay? This is true nutrition right here. Dirty bulking will kill you. It is a poisonous food that you are ingesting here. Literally poison. And so if you're actually one of those incredible human beings in this like modern day where everybody is all poisoning themselves, and you actually want to improve your health get jacked by improving your health, of course, then within this school community, I will help you personally just to make sure that you're on the right track, that you are actually gaining muscle on this diet. And of course, you've got the community members in there who are on the same path. They know the same knowledge, they have the same goals and everything. So it's like a nice little private community. And of course, you get access to all of these courses where I give you advanced education into the stuff. I will talk about autophagy, right? So you know all of like these little scientific details or whatever, like little hacks just to improve your sleep and recovery or whatever. So this is the absolute best place if you want to transform your physique by transforming your health. Like, this is for years and years and years. Just believe me, I was stuck in this hole of eating like eating like 4,500 calories a day, right? I was following this lie of calories in, calories out, and it didn't work. I just got fat. That is it. I've been skinny all my life and I got fat because I was following the lie of calories in, calories out. You need to prioritize nutrition and real food. You'll become healthier in your life. Your skin will glow. You will look better. You'll look more defined. You don't get burnt in the sun because there's not much linoleic acid, that's the word, linoleic acid in your skin anymore due to the seed oils. This goes deep. This goes very, very deep. So if you want to actually start taking action, if you want to actually transform your life, then this is the place to do so. Click the first link in the description and I will see you over there. Good night.